Hello everyone, and welcome back to Sketchbook Biology. Today, we're going to meet a fish that's dressed like a homewrecker at a PTA meeting. Off the coasts of the Galapagos Island and Ecuador, under 10 to 75 meters of water, near coral reefs and sandy bottoms, lives this thing. And this thing is called a red-lipped batfish, which belong to a family of equally ugly fish. Okay, you know what? That was just rude. I'm sorry. They're pretty in a Greta from the second Gremlins movie kind of way. Listen, they really are some of the strangest looking fish. They've got such an interesting silhouette. The red-lipped batfish has a flattened, sort of triangular pancake-shaped body, which can grow up to 40 centimeters in length. The top dorsal surface of its body is a light brownish gray, and the underside is white. They usually also have a dark brown stripe or a series of blotches usually running along the back from the head to the tail. Its snout also takes on a muted brown tone, which really makes their bright red lips pop. Some of them also have tiny white follicles around their face that form a little mustache and beard. Now, apart from their plump pouty lips, these batfish have two more odd features that really complete the look. First, they have large wing-like pectoral fins, which it uses to awkwardly strut along the ocean floor. They're not good swimmers, they're not great at walking either, but they are trying their best, I think. The pectoral fins are stiff, jointed, and angled downward. Instead of fanning through the water like normal fish fins, they plant them on the sand and use them like front legs, pushing and pivoting as they go. To support this locomotive adaptation, they have two pelvic fins that act like chunky little back legs. These help the batfish prop up and stabilize the rear half of their body so that the batfish doesn't face plant every time the pectoral fins pull the fish forward. The batfish also use these fins to scoot or do tiny little hops to increase their speed. To me, this just sounds like swimming and walking with a lot of extra steps, especially because they already have a tail. But this tail fin is shaped more like a rudder. It can give one or two half-hearted tail flicks to launch the batfish a few centimeters forward to reposition quickly, but it does not function as the main propulsion method. So their walking cycle goes something like this. Pectoral fins plant down, pelvic fins brace the back end, pectoral fins pull the body forward, maybe add in a few tail flicks, rinse and repeat. Now some of you might have noticed that I didn't draw any openings for the gills. That's because the gill slits of the batfish have moved right into their armpits, most likely due to the heavy modifications to their trunk region and also probably due to their feeding behavior. At this point, you might be asking, why has evolution led the batfish to this silly movement strategy? Well, evolution is a force much greater than I can fully comprehend, but not entirely mysterious. And batfish move in this very pacific manner because it benefits their way of life. The red-lipped batfish is a bottom-dwelling, ambush predator, whose prey primarily inhabit the ocean floor below it, and its own predators primarily swim the waters above it. These fish feed on small invertebrates like shrimp, crabs, mollusks, or worms. Instead of swimming and tracking their prey down like most fish, it shuffles slowly across the ocean floor on its modified pectoral fins, searching for snacks as it goes. Because they move so slowly and because of the cryptic coloration of their dorsal surface, it is fairly difficult for predators swimming above to notice this strange walking fish. To add to this, they spend a lot of time just not moving. They rest, conserve energy, and pass the hours away waiting for the sun to set so they can start hunting. The red-lipped batfish aren't exactly nocturnal, but they do tend to be more active during nighttime. In the dim light of dusk, the red-lipped batfish starts slowly exploring the nooks and crannies of the seabed, inspecting rocks and coral for prey. And this is where we get to another very cool bodily feature of the batfish. Waiting for a shrimp or a crab or a snail to walk past can take a long time. So to expedite the process, the batfish have modified yet another part of their body. This time a dorsal fin spine that can be projected from an opening underneath the horn-like structure on their head. This structure is called an elysium. You might be more familiar with it when described in the context of an anglerfish. You know, the spooky floating mouth of a fish in the deep, deep ocean that lures fish in with their bioluminescent fishing rod? Well, batfish and anglerfish both belong to the same order of animals, so it is not surprising that batfish have evolved their own type of fishing rod. Instead of bioluminescence, batfish wriggle and flick their elysium, making it dance like a tiny little worm, hoping to draw the attention of a nearby crustacean. And if, let's say, a shrimp takes the bait and drifts closer to this supposedly juicy meal, the top-mounted batfish eyes will start tracking every tiny movement of the shrimp with precision. And bam! The batfish snaps forward, mouth flaring, sucking the water in along with the shrimp that disappears into the void between those fat red lips. There is no chase, no struggle, just a moment of calm and then the faintest shuffle as the satisfied batfish resumes its slow march across the seafloor, already preparing to lure in its next victim. Now, it is surprising that despite being one of the most striking features of the batfish, their lips have nothing to do with hunting. But then again, colorful features are also used in courtship behavior. Scientists believe that these very prominent lips help individuals recognize others of the same species, and also help in signaling health, genetic quality, and readiness to mate. After all, if you've already got your lipstick on, you might as well do some smooching. With consent, of course. And that is where we leave the strange and beautiful red-lipped batfish. A special thank you to all the scientists, grad students, undergrads, technicians, and anyone else that took a dip in this specific ocean to observe and publish their red-lipped bat research. And thank you for being absolutely wonderful and hanging out with me. If today is your birthday, I wish you so many happy returns of the day. And if you're feeling a little weird, a little ugly, just own it. That's incredibly hot and attractive. But if you're just out there, getting all dolled up to go on a hot date with an unsuspecting crustacean, please tell them to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys again soon. Peace.